Hello, we're here today at Devon Ridge Farms in Devon, Alberta. I'm working with an equestrian athlete working on building some confidence and dealing with some fear going over some of their jumps with the horses. And so it really brought up this idea of belief. And one of our core values at Human Integrated Performance is this idea of believe. And so I really wanted to, got me thinking, okay, well, what do we do to help build confidence for our athletes? And a lot of times coaches or parents or even athletes will come and they'll say, well, what can we do to build confidence, right? And usually it's like, well, let's come in for one session and we'll build confidence. It doesn't quite work that way. We can't just build confidence with over one session. It takes time. It's a process. And so we have to practice confidence, as strange as that might seem. So how do we practice confidence? Well, one of the simplest ways to start practicing confidence is to build a solid and consistent goal-setting plan. And so we do that first off by knowing the difference between what are called process goals and performance goals. And so process goals, think of that sort of like the how. How are you going to achieve your result? And whereas the result, that is sort of the equivalent of our performance goal. Performance goal is the stat, it's the number, it's the outcome. And so once we sort of have a balance between performance goals and process goals, and we're having success with that, we know what our goals are for the season, and we break that down into quarterly goals, monthly goals, weekly goals, even for some athletes, and then ultimately having goals for every single practice. And having that structure, that consistency, that's a really important factor in developing confidence in athletes. So if you're an athlete or a coach and confidence is a bit of a challenge for you, make sure that you're developing a consistent goal-setting plan for yourself. That's the first step in developing confidence. Second is just having consistent practices, having a routine. So routine is one of those things we all, every athlete, every coach, we think of a pre-game or a pre-competition routine, but the one that often gets neglected is what's the practice or the training routine. And so, yeah, generally there'll be a similar structure for practice. Maybe it's a warm-up, a stretch, something along those lines. Then we have, some technical practice, and then maybe some tactical practice, and then maybe a scrimmage of some sort, or whatever the sport may be that entails. But in that routine, are we considering our recovery? Are we considering our mental skills? Are we including goal setting into our practice routine? Are we including visualization into our mental skills routine as part of practice? And so these are all really important factors to consider when we're developing that day-to-day training routine. And again, a critical factor in developing confidence. The other thing is really for athletes to understand and to measure their success and their progress. If we don't see ourselves improving, it's really difficult to develop confidence. And so one of the things I will use with athletes is something called a performance profile. And essentially it's a radar graph where we keep track of 12 different skills for the athlete over say a month period. It can be any fixed period of time that you want. But by having athletes complete that and fill it out on a regular basis, what it ensures that the athlete is seeing progress as they go along. And even if maybe they're not improving as quickly as they want, or they actually don't, maybe they haven't made improvements, they can track that and they can say, okay, I need to emphasize a little bit more energy in my training into skill X. And so when we do that, invariably what ends up happening is those athletes will develop better skills. And when they see those improvements, they feel those improvements, just like working out at the gym or improving those skills, they will start to feel more confident. And so these are all important factors when we're talking about developing confidence, right? We have tracking our abilities, we have goal setting, and we have routine. These are some basic fundamental factors that are really important for athletes to have when we're developing confidence for an athlete and belief in our abilities. And as always, please give us a like and a share on social media. We're really trying to grow our audience as broadly as possible. We really want to bring sports science and the information behind that to as many people as possible. If there are certain topics you'd like to hear about, please be sure to let us know in the comments or let us know through email or on our website. We'll try and get to that as quickly as we can. Thanks a lot.